This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Oh. Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Link Up Podcast with your host, Mistuh King, Kana Woods, and Rashid here in the building.
Yo. It's feel like I ain't been here for a while.
Indeed, it has been. It has been quite some time.
But, excuse my absence. Sickness and school kind of get in the way.
You even grow a beard while you were gone.
But that's not leaving the house for like a while. I was just not leaving that thesis life. It'd be a whole different matrix. It's not okay. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a whole excuse for my absence. But yeah, it seemed that y'all did a good job. I watched the Stove interview. I lied. Let me rephrase that. I partially watched the Stove interview because I was supposed to get back to studying, but then that was my procrastination time. But
at least it was justifiable procrastination. That's procrastination.
But you can only read so much. You can only do how is it? Unintentional reading, not unintentional.
Intentional.
I think I understand what you mean, though.
Intentional reading.
I mean, you're intending to read, right?
Yeah, but for unforced reading, let me put it that way. Because it's not necessarily a topic you per se want to read about or want to research, then it's to me at least I'd have to force myself a little bit more.
You really didn't choose a topic or a thesis that you like, man.
Dog, doing it in general is a topic I don't want to do. How about that? But anyway, I find I started this podcast a little bit negative. My bad. Go to school.
No, but that was also one of the topics you had, right?
Yeah.
About doing your master and stuff like that.
Kana school rant is how I wrote it down.
Nah, my whole thing is going through this whole master's process. If it's not something that you know for sure going to put you off in a better financial situation, my advice would be don't do it. Because it's not, especially if you're not somebody who's one, research oriented, two, actually really do like school, and three, like what it is you're actually doing. Because my study is something I don't want to do or don't like to do. It's just hella broad. So it's like by the time I finish, it's like, alright, cool, I could do everything. What? That doesn't really help with I could have done that with my bachelor's as well. So I'm specified. I'm more specified in doing everything.
You specialize in doing everything?
Yeah. that kind of a contradictory on its own, you check. So it's
because your masters usually tend to be like a specialization type of thing.
Yeah. And I say, like, for instance, my master's is project management.
Okay.
And even with that, I would still have to go and get certified in project management. I get like another whole certification. Aside
from the masters. Wow.
So.
But that don't depend on what specifically it is you want to do.
Yeah, no, that depends. In my specific field, that's how it is. Like, you have to get a Prince 2 degree or some crap like that. Something like that in it. But just me having a master's in project management don't necessarily mean that I'm a project manager. It means I've studied the baselines of the field, but technically you still need another specific certification in order to be considered a project manager.
So basically what you're saying is after this, I'm still going to see kind of banging his head
against
for
the
like
wall.
at least a year.
Who to do what?
I don't know.
Fuck, you must be mad. Who going back and study any goddamn thing? Not fucking.
But that certification was like.
I have a master's in project management. That's all it is. To sound pretty. Other than that, I am not going. Not me.
At least not for now.
No, not period, Biggs. Not period. Yo, there's no reason for me to go back to school whatsoever. None whatsoever. Right. None. I want to hear Sean in school in the same sentence ever again, Jed. Unless it's Sean Child. I don't want to hear that period, Jed. And even that is a scary sentence.
Wow. That'll be who you got pregnant out there.
Hey, let's not go any further than this, okay? But I just saying, unless it's something that really going to give you specific financial gain immediately right after you do it. Like you go to your employer and be like, hey, look, I got my master's in this. I feel like a pay raise is needed. Then I would say, all right, cool, make that investment. But if you're just doing it just for doing its sake, it's not worth it. Go out there, get your experience, do your work thing, see what else you like, see what else you don't like. You're already spending 4 years in something you maybe don't want to do later on in life. To me, the experience is better. Get experience doing maybe something you don't like to do, or get different experience. Period, Jack. And then go from there. If you find something you really like, cool, do your thing. I'm not knocking the masters in general, but if you have, which from what I hear, a lot of people have, no specific feel or no specific general direction or where it is you want to go, fuck that. It's unnecessary stress and finances. It's not worth it.
Don't just go for the masters. Don't just go for the masters because it look pretty.
Yeah, that don't do what I do.
Go for the masters because it look good.
Alright.
I didn't miss you, no. I really didn't miss you, no. Jesus Christ.
So, Kana, since you say you had missed an episode and thing, what was your New Year's plans? Because we talked about that last weekend thing, but you wasn't there for that one, so.
I know what this New Year's plans is. I think everyone knows at this point.
Go on, now go back to school. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie now. I just handed in my thesis like a couple weeks ago, and it's not a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago. And it's not good to think of the negative, but I would like to think of myself as a
glass half empty.
Not half empty,
Pessimist.
but expect the worst. Expect the worst, hope for the best. So people ask. So I was thinking to myself like, but I suppose I don't pass my thesis and I gotta do it again. And as soon as that question had finished, as soon as like that thought had finished, like another, I don't know, in my subconscious or whatever, like, who the fuck do it well again? I didn't even get a chance to finish that thought.
It's like you got two little shots on both your shoulders.
Never was like, who the fuck do it well? Yo, I don't like. Yo, I went through a lot of stress with my bachelor's thesis, and that is something I had. More or less I can't even remember my bachelor's thesis, to be quite honest with you. But that's something I had more or less kind of want to do. This one, fuck me sideways. Now, never again, no. Never again. My father asked me about my doctorate, I laugh at him. Who doing more? To be called that, I'm a doctor. I don't have patience. I don't know.
And the thing is, even if you do your doctorate, like, there are certain companies, certain companies won't even pay you, dog. They'll say, no, you're too high.
Overqualified.
You're overqualified. And that's something.
It depends on what your feel is and what it is that you're trying to do. Because certain things is like, you can't even start unless you have that doctorate.
Yeah, of course. Like, but I mean, in terms of like marketing and stuff like that, sometimes people
that's
just
something
look
different. There's no need.
Yes.
You're expert on marketing. You're expert on how to use social media.
But there's people that do that and then they expect to find a job and then people just can't pay him, dog.
You a doctorate on how to use social media. Like, I mean, marketing is a cool study and all, but it's not that deep. Like,
yeah, it's not.
You could be a common sense person.
Like, honestly, in my opinion, you could even finish MBO with marketing and work and get a decent pay.
But I would say it wouldn't necessarily be thing. I think if you have a doctorate in that field, it would more be like communications or like psychology.
Yeah, or you're a teacher, or some type of fuck, and you just want to be like a teacher with a doctorate or some fuck like that. But not to say that.
I know somebody. I can't remember. She has a doctorate in languages, like in linguistics, literature, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Rhoda.
Yeah, but
I think that's what a doctorate in, because she's.
How many languages can she speak?
It's English. It's like English literature and stuff like that. I can't, to me, that's what her doctorate is in, but I'm not sure. I know she's an English teacher, and that was a thing that she did. Yeah, one of the people who was running for in the elections that happened on today's the 12th, so that's 8 years ago.
Into it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Segue, people.
Unless you had more to get off on your school rant and thing,
no,
like, I think the message was clear. Like, don't fuck with the masters.
By not don't fuck with
unless
it, just make sure it's something you really want to do. And I was I think
like astrophysicists and shit like that. Like you need to have the doctorate before you can
exactly. A lot of us going into either hospitality or business or even engineering. I would say go buy a company, lead them up, pay for you to do that fuck.
Go buy a go.
True.
Lead them up,
that's
like
also an option.
do your shit properly, do your other research and stuff like that. But to go actually do your masters, but that's a whole different level of commitment. But again, this is me personally. I was never a good student, never will be, never have been. I don't necessarily like research and all that kind of stuff. Not to say
to me, that's usually like what you say there, the research thing. That's usually the main focus of masters in general. Yeah. So it's like if you're not a research person or a person who enjoys that process, then
I will say this though. Doing this whole thing, I somewhat understand why they just make Habio kids who come from Habio and MBO do a pre-masters. Somewhat. I somewhat understand where the how to say the
emphasis is put.
Yeah, I mean a lot of emphasis is put on the research and stuff like that, but it's a lot of self-study. It's a lot of things doing it on your own. So if you're the type of student that need a lot of help or need a little bit more help than the average person, which I was,
average Joe,
is it going to be a little bit more difficult for you, because if you can't just come up within yourself and either start to do what it is you have to do on time, or do the type of work they're expecting you to without what I gonna call the hand holding, for lack of a better term, then it's gonna be fucking difficult for you.
Yeah.
So if that's really not your speed, again, I would. You just cough in the mic. You just went closer to.
No, I was like, the thing is,
it was an angle.
Yeah, the thing is, I was doing this because my hand over here. You understand?
I was like, that made no sense. My bad. But yeah, if you don't, if that's your thing,
you want to cough now? Then what we doing?
They're harmonizing the coughs.
You understand? You understand?
But yeah, so if that's your difficulty, research and all that is your difficulty, and
discipline.
I ain't gonna lie.
You need to love to read too. If you're that person that does not love to read,
that definitely comes in handy. And I was not one of those. That's okay. Going back into the question King asked me then. That's something one of my goals for this year. They got 12 months. I said this year I have to at least read 12 different books. So that's one of mine. The second one is to finally learn Dutch fluently.
Wow,
that's my
fact that even there, whether you achieve it or not, is just the fact that even there. That's an accomplishment. It was
actually there last year, and I actually did mention it towards as well. But with school and all that, now that it finally off the table, because whether I pass or not, I'm not going back. So now that that's officially off the table, I feel like I have more time to.
I feel like you're just saying that as well. No?
Well, that I'm not going back. Honestly, maybe
it's like you already put in the effort to get to the thesis point. It's like how much of it is going to have to be redone over, like to go back, like you saying, like.
What do you mean?
If you don't pass,
because do you have to start from scratch if you don't?
I don't understand. I am not doing that fucking thesis over again. I am not doing it.
But that's my thing, though. To my knowledge, and I don't know. I can't speak. I wasn't in the position. But to my knowledge, you wouldn't have to do it over. It'd just be the thesis and make amendments and shit like that.
Why not necessarily, because one is a different school. It's not typically a Dutch system. So the English system is a different something. Two, this would be I didn't pass the first time.
Oh wait, so this is already the reason. So then you would have to do it all over.
But what would happen? Because wait. What happens if Brexit happens? Because it's happening this.
As a whole, I don't know.
The end of this month.
I don't know. They had sent us an email about ourselves, and they was like, at the moment, nothing drastic is happening. So there's nothing with our diplomas or nothing like that. But it's something that they have to keep us updated with, and it's something they keep an eye on. And that's a whole nother something I ain't even went that deep.
What exactly does that have to do with you?
I don't understand the level of not doing this fuck again I am on. I really don't.
That's basically what I'm trying to get at. Like, is that just saying it, or
no, like fuck that thing. Period. Yo, I could have been starting my whole shit a lot more comfortably and like my career life if it wasn't for this bullshit, you know. So it's like to me, it was honestly for me personally, I feel like it was a waste of time. Granted, yeah, once I get it, because, you know, we put in, you know, trying to be more positive, 2020 and all that, so going to pass. But once I get it, okay, cool, you know, I'm part of this upper echelon that, you know, not a lot of people have it and all that kind of fuck, you know, I could join.
You could walk with your nose up in the air.
Nah, I mean, yeah. For me, it's more like the only reason it would make me feel a way, to be quite honest, is because both my brother and my sister have their masters.
Right.
And them is two people that I highly look up to.
Yeah.
You check? So, like, for me to have my masters too, like, you know, like, maybe I could, you know, rub shoulders with them a little bit, even though we're intellectually, I know we're near my brother, my sister. But it would make me feel that way, at least. You check?
Yeah.
But other than that little ego boost, yo, fuck a masters, dog. I know people that don't have no degree that more intellectual, got more that more charismatic, more almost everything you would want from an educated person that don't have no fucking degree. Granted, yes, I do understand we reaching to a day and age where schooling and competition is really fierce. It reaching to a point where masters becoming a bachelor's. I know all that. I understand all that shit. But from my experiences and from the experiences of other people that have been around me, experience counts more for everything else, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, of the day.
I saw that Elon Musk was doing something about that, because for him is a whole big thing at Tesla. If you can show that you have sufficient experience in whatever field, you don't necessarily have to have a college degree to come work at Tesla. I don't know if it's Tesla or SpaceX, but someone in Elon Musk companies, you're basically saying like, yeah, the degree ain't the big deal. If you can show that you got experience, that if you competent and capable engineer to do whatever you need to do, come true.
And let me not pretend like me passing this thing would be all me. I wish I could have put other people's names on that fucking on that diploma. Because if it wasn't for the support system I had, I think in one day I must have quit like 17 times.
But support system is important.
So is like, I wish I could have put like my mother name on that paper. I wish I could have put my sister, my brother, my father, even some of my home. I wish I could have put other people's name on it, because it would have never been only me. I could have never in life get this alone. So it's like, I wish I could have give them the props in that way.
And the credit and all that.
Yeah, give them that type of credit. But they do it for me because they love me and all that kind of shit. So it's like, I'm grateful for it. But God knows, because if it was by myself, I'm not doing it. But anyway, I was going back on the whole school thing. For the whole 2020 resolutions, like I tell you, the books thing, the Dutch thing, I want to start on my Japanese again, because I feel like I've been falling back on that. And travel more, but I feel like I've been in one place for a little too long.
Yeah. You getting that desire to go somewhere?
But yeah, I've been having that itch for a while, especially since like 2015, between like 2013, 2015, I was like always somewhere. Like I was hardly ever in Holland for too long. So I feel I need to get back to that.
Where you trying to go?
Okay.
By so far, I got a London trip planned. That's Notting Hill. For Carnival. And then after that, I was thinking somewhere in Africa. But I have to see.
Gotta get popcorn just by a house in Ghana.
By that popcorn fucking business. I don't do it.
Apparently, there seems to be like an influx of celebrities and whatever, black celebrities and things trying to making their way back, either buying property and things like that.
It seems that I think Ghana itself was the move for New Year's for a whole bunch of celebrities.
Joe Budden was talking about how everybody was in Ghana and thing. All the IG thoughts.
I think Charlemagne too was saying that like, all the celebrities going to Ghana, and that's why he's still going to Anguilla, because he's trying to like follow the hype. I was like, I appreciate that money being spent in the Caribbean, still.
Yeah, you just need to stop shitting on Martin though, because how the fuck you get into Anguilla without Martin? So Charlemagne need to stop his shit.
There as well. I agree.
What?
Charlemagne has spoken negatively about St. Martin, and there's no way he gets into Anguilla without St. Martin.
Why does he?
I never heard him speak negative for St.
Martin. I don't think he. Okay, me personally, I never hear him directly shit on.
Yeah,
but he did say at certain times that he didn't.
I can't remember what the exact statement was.
He don't necessarily like St. Martin.
Okay.
I can't blame him for a certain extent because this man coming from a city to come to a somewhat of a mini city. Like Anguilla, like I understand why people just go Anguilla and not stay St. Martin. So where that is concerned, I understand what he's saying, but he'd go a little too hard unnecessarily for somebody who never stayed there. Or it seems like he's never stayed there. Mm-hmm. So it's like...
How can you have an opinion on a place that you've never been?
How the fuck you get into Anguilla without coming to man?
There's that.
When Anguilla get their own international airport and could have a major cruise ships and all of these things, let me know.
Unless he'd go on board. And then just dock off and then
like boat from the whole trip? Like...
Buy from like Florida to Angola.
Okay.
This man got that kind of money, so it'd be insane.
I mean, possible. I just saying that gonna take kind of long.
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, it's not.
I don't know how the man traveling. I assume this man
cruise ships that go to Angola.
No,
I assume this man is coming through. That's the next thing. I said nothing again. So it's like unless you go on a yacht, private boat or something.
But I was saying private. That's how these men.
I don't feel like. I don't know. Why not just don't want a private, like, if you're thinking you want to get to Angola quick, private plane, to St. Martin.
Jet and then boat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're going to get chauffeured, they're going to carry you through the little back entrance in the airport for the celebrities and the VIPs and thing. I don't know.
But that's with me. That's why I say I can't get vexed with him because if you don't
maybe he just got a bad experience at the airport and then just
it could be that
that's
too.
That's very possible because
people is cunts when they're ready. So I mean, it's to say like we never hear somebody that had a bad thing, a bad, So that's what I say. I can't blame him with that.
Enjoying the curtain. I see it stroking it like.
No, it was something that was annoying me here, so I just pulled it back.
Oh, okay.
I can't blame the man with that's concerned, but. Yeah, so far just Notting Hill and maybe Africa. Actually, I want to go back. If it was me, I want to go back Asia. To be quite honest.
Konnichiwa.
I would love to go back.
A new spot or?
But I would love. Before? You see. I would love to go back to Japan, but like the other side of me was like, they got so much of Asia you won't see. Like it kind of don't make sense to keep going back to the same place.
True. But I mean, you could go to the same place, but just a different part of the same place.
Yeah,
Japan
that is
big as fuck.
It's only Japan you've been in Asia so far, right?
Nah,
Japan and somewhere else.
I've been Japan, I've been Vietnam, and I've been
that was the other one.
Thailand.
I know there was somewhere else.
You been to Thailand?
Yeah, I've been to Thailand.
Go with Ricky, man. Go see what the Philippines saying.
That's one of the men. I want to dive with the whale sharks in the Philippines, but
I want to go to Hawaii and then go to Asia. Because Hawaii is like a weird mix of like it's practically Asians living there.
Yeah, I mean there's a different type of island people here.
Yeah,
that's but
Pacific Islands.
If it was me, I would. If I had to plan my own trip, it would definitely be going back to Asia. Like Africa could wait for a while. Like they ain't going nowhere.
Yo, wait, this global warming thing. I don't know. I know the Netherlands. If we keep going like this, we ain't gonna be here for that long no more. But we the Netherlands, dog. We under the sea.
It's not for like this country only exists because technology.
We gonna be Atlantis. Yo, if anything happens, like it ain't gonna happen in our lifetime. But
let's hope not.
I mean, by the time like
actually a good transition. Like you see what's going on in Australia, right?
It takes one terrorist attacker.
Yeah, true.
Like you don't know how much what's going on in Australia could influence the global thing.
That whole Australian thing, that's a natural something.
It's a natural something.
I was talking to Ricky.
It's a natural something.
You see, there's different stories on that. There's different
conspiracy theories of people saying that
because Brazil wasn't.
There's many there's many stories out there supposedly of how people were adding to the fires. That people in our soul, basically our souls just start fires, but they didn't anticipate how it would get out of hand and stuff like that. Kind of contribute a little bit.
But the government said that that's completely untrue. But anyway,
how much
why would the government lie and say?
I don't know.
I kind
of not traumatized, but like I kind of
because it might not be a terrorist.
But it's just a drought. Like there is been a legit drought in Australia.
Every government is like the American
Yeah.
government, and they have the capability of lying to people if they want. So it's like, they could say that they don't have none of that and actually just be hiding the fact that, they got a couple assholes out there that just...
It would have been a weird thing to hide. Or it's something government affiliated. Because if it's people doing that, I don't see why the government won't come and say, yo, these bad actors doing that. Because now it's basically the government can't control these fires. But people...
the fires ain't stopped, guys. I see
I
can't.
can't.
Rain and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know if
it seemed that it had rained a couple, like last
But
week
like a lot of people are like, how can they not control these fires? People don't know how big Australia is now.
Massive.
You know how much times you could fit Germany in Australia? Around 30 times. 20 to 30 times. Math, a little fucked up. But Australia is around the size of the European Union. That is Australia. That's big. It's massive.
I know it ain't small, so I mean.
So if the whole island is can't even call that fucking island. It's a continent.
I mean,
basically,
it's both.
It's both.
Island is a body of a body of mass.
Yeah,
body of land.
a body of land surrounded by water.
It's a massive piece of land. Let's say that, and the whole piece of land was on fire. Well, circulated. So to control that is almost impossible.
I was seeing some reports about like now we reached to a point where like about 1 billion different
animals were dead. Yeah.
Yo, that's unfathomable, Jad. I don't...
Like, me and Ricky was having a conversation about that specifically, about the billion. And in his mind, he was like, yo, 1 billion animals? In his mind, he just like, yo, kangaroos. Koala. But it's no, that's insects, that's like frogs, that's like all kind of...
And not just that, Australia is just a very biodiverse like piece of land. Like, there's so many different species that's living on that island that don't exist anywhere else.
I don't know about the fish, though.
Depending on how hot those fires running. If you have a lake around or something that could dry up potentially, like, there's a lot of shit that could affect animals in ways, different types of animals in ways you might not
expect. And there's also like the carcasses that goes into these ponds and it pollutes the fucking... Like this.
I wasn't even thinking from now, but
what was mad was the when they were saying like the smoke cloud from the fires was like could cover Europe and them kind of ones. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean if the whole island is
that
on fire.
Bye. Pray God help save over there because that's a little rough. I don't know how 2020 starts off so between Trump trying to start send America
Please
to war.
Let's not go into this conversation again. But
and this whole thing and then the earthquakes that are going on in Puerto Rico. What Puerto Rico do God so? Like what kind of obey the people of Puerto Rico been doing?
Fucky child or something like that. I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people over there talking about how sanctity and whatnot that is devil and voodoo type of shit and probably them getting punished by God. It wouldn't surprise me if some of that narrative.
I had read an article a couple of days ago, and I didn't actually let me rephrase that. I checked a headline of article. I didn't actually click it to read it. I was like, it's impossible. I don't even believe that number could even think. It was like
about the magnitude of the
about how there's been 500 like earthquakes hit Puerto Rico in the last like week and a half.
Yeah,
I was like, they
500.
They must include them little tremors, tremors and things like that.
Because the thing is, once you have one earthquake, it's like the plates keep shifting.
But that's what I mean. But 500,
yeah, it must have been like small, like just after like small quakes after the big one. Because that usually
that could only be, but still, even with that 500.
How big is Puerto Rico for there to be counting that many separate instances? Like, I could get that maybe, you feel a different thing at different times in different places in the country or something like that. I could get that, but still, 500 seems like a high number. I get where you're going from.
So it's like...
It seems like a high number.
But maybe it's not that high, but Puerto Rico been getting put through the ringer.
If the time span is a week, that seems like a high number.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm no geologist, scientist. I don't know the details of how earthquakes work and how they're
still feel
detected or counted.
Kind of high.
I mean, Puerto Rico is like 35 miles long and around 100 miles wide.
I know it's a lot bigger than Martin and shit like that.
Yeah,
but still.
But from one island, we getting so many. Not even Haiti get how much.
Actually, I guess we probably have to look into places like Japan and California that's also known like earthquake places.
Japan gets earthquakes on the regular.
Yo, I don't know. Whatever they're doing over there, they need to mix it up or pray to a different Santeria or I don't know the exact thing over there, but they need to stop it or do it a different way because what the fuck, dog? What going on with who vexed with Puerto Rico? So,
but I just like the memes that has become around when it's hurricane time on St. Martin. There's this one meme that I always see that is about like the slaves and how this is redemption or punishment or something for slavery, which to me it is surprising every time I see that meme because I'm like the meme makes absolutely no sense. I don't remember. There's like a picture of this of a kind of human like figure coming out of the wave with this long. Every hurricane season, it has be going around and people will be sharing it, saying some nonsense about how slavery is this is punishment for slavery, and that the hurricane is come wipe it away or something.
Religious things on my feed. I don't see those things anymore.
The best hurricane, the best Caribbean hurricane meme I see is when it'll be like Caribbean people during hurricane season, and then they show the chick from Wakanda. And then they say Caribbean people during winter, and then they show the little child looking fucking a die. To me, that's the best one.
That was funny.
Where is Puerto Rico place like
tectonic shelves?
Yeah,
I don't know
because that also plays a role with these
from one of the comments I had.
If it lies on one of the fault lines,
because when you look at California or Japan, that's the reason they just have to deal with that.
I don't know. So I have no idea.
But I was saying Puerto Rico. At least to my knowledge, Puerto Rico and earthquakes wasn't like hand in hand back then. But no, I don't fucking know.
So which one you Alana googling it?
At the Hope Woods.
Okay then.
I was just looking for like random.
I'm not Mr. Google. I'm Mr. King.
Fucking wow.
Wow.
All right. So Australia.
Yo.
You find out where it lies?
Bigs, nah. Remember the 500 you talked about? 950 earthquakes have hit Puerto Rico so far this year. Why?
This year 2020?
This year.
We 12 days.
It was wrote 2 days ago, dog.
We 12.
Okay.
Yeah. How? It was wrote in the January 10th, 2020.
A fat man must have walked and they feel an earthquake and they come to that man.
Tectonics in Puerto Rico are dominated by convergence between the North America and Caribbean tectonic plates.
Alright, so anybody that's more knowledgeable than me, what are I really supposed to mean?
I have no idea.
Okay, so nobody else knows.
But I can read through and then give me a second.
I dropped geography and
I understand that there's two different plates at work and
no, I understand
that's the basic,
but like other more than that.
Does it lie like in the middle on the center?
Apparently so. So it's dominated by the North America and Caribbean tectonic plates.
Okay.
You kind of just say the same thing.
Yeah. But it's mentioning more. So I'm just saying, like.
Was it really no new information?
Oh, yeah. So they have a total of 950 earthquakes, but around 500 have been magnitude 2 or higher. So
okay.
The 950 is just a little trembles and little things he's been feeling.
Yeah, but I was still mad. But I was still mad. I really hope the man catch a break soon because they were still recovering from the hurricane. They still recovering from hurricane.
If I'm not mistaken, St. Martin was under a tsunami warning, or different Caribbean islands was under a tsunami warning or something.
But I know Aruba have put out a warning for sure for their people.
Yeah, earthquakes usually lead to tidal waves. That's like a result. So it's like the two. If you see one, the other one ain't too far.
Too far away. But that's the thing. I ain't see St. Martin give out no warning either. But
I could be mistaken, but I think there was something
one thing I
concerned about it at least. Then
concern, or official statement from the government.
Statement. I don't recall that. But
so speaking of St. Martin government,
okay.
We still stay on Puerto Rico. Okay.
I just found one. Why so many earthquakes are rocking Puerto Rico? From National Geographic. I will read through it, and while you all talk about, because I can zone out a bit from this conversation.
Yeah, since you from Aruba,
I was going to throw a different segue into this since we were talking about natural disasters.
Sure,
you was telling me something about the tornado.
Okay, I mean,
it's a different transition.
All right, so I think if I don't know how long ago. This was like maybe like a month or so ago. Maybe a month and a half. We was talking about this on the podcast. We had actually bring this topic up. It was about, and I think I had bring this up self too. About soca getting a little bit too crazy at parties. Now, maybe not soca, but I guess our Caribbean people, us as Caribbean people, get a little bit too crazy at parties.
In particular, the Mr. Killer song. And
so like, Run With It, Run the Place, you know, all them kind of like real hype soca songs that make you want to pick up shit and other people's children. Now, what we were saying before was that it reaching to a point where, or it might reach to a point. Oh no, let me rephrase that again. What I was saying was, the whole song thing might reach to a point where people might not want to book any more Caribbean parties or acts like that because we known for potentially coming and mashing up the place. Whether it's good, whether he take it as a good thing or a bad thing. But now, I think Mr. Killer self got a song that come out called Tornado, where he's specifically talking about like mashing up the place, like literally like mashing up everything inside the place. And I had seen some of the soca pages was reposting on IG. Some of the promoters self saying like, yeah, we not like I not permitting any of the DJs that playing at my soca fests to play this song because I am not going to be responsible for any property damage. And that's exactly what the hell we was talking about earlier before. Like if this kind of behavior keep continuing, okay, cool, we all appreciate the wildness and the craziness and stuff like that. But I mean, if you come in to go and mash up the people in place, like why you would want them to come and book you anymore? Indeed. Or come to book a party like that no more? Like especially with the growth that soca is having now, it would be a shame that have to stop because people can't control themselves. Or people can't act at least somewhat civilized when
the song come on.
Yeah.
That's been a problem with soca in general most of the time.
Nah, man, I don't find so.
No, I mean in terms of...
Not like in the past, like 5 years.
No, I mean in terms of a song. I'm not talking about the people. I'm just talking about a certain song always messes up. Because in Aruba, we used to have a song called Box Down Satan, right? And every time this song came out, they banned the song, dog. The song,
Box Down Satan.
Yeah, dog. Box Down Satan. Put out your hands and box down Satan. If you're black, alright, and you really want to fight.
Wow.
Yo, this song.
I gotta Google.
Yo, that song used to play. Right. People used to. Yo, they had to ban the song, dog.
Now that you say that, kind of have a point because St. Martin have that too. We got a few of them actually. We got everything from Brush. I can't remember who specifically saying that.
No Limit.
Might want to take away my song.
Brush them away. I can't tell me.
Yeah, that one.
I think.
What other? We got a couple of them. Jump Like a Donkey. That kind of got people going a little stupid sometimes. And they got a couple ones from No Limit too that actually have man like want to fight.
But I think songs...
You can't right.
When songs direct people to do something that's a little dangerous, that's where it gets a little, funky. So I understand why Box Down Satan will get... Because the man...
I can't say that.
Yo, ain't even subliminal with soca songs.
Yo, Satan might be in front of you. You're drinking a little bit. You little drunk.
And you think you see Satan to Maxi, no?
Yeah.
Not today, Satan.
And the lyrics are hilarious. The song start off, if you're black, go white, and you really want to fight, we don't need no violence tonight. Yo, the song starts off.
I feel like a calypso something.
No, but I slowed it down. It's faster.
Okay. No,
but it's also an old song. So the BPM is
that's
slow.
what me. It sounds like something Mighty Sparrow would sing.
No, it ain't that slow, but it's slow.
Box Down Satan.
But I don't know.
That's a good one though.
I never hear that.
Because who gonna be against that?
I don't let that song though. I let that Box Down Satan.
Until somebody else looks at you as the Satan and start boxing you down. That's where the problem starts.
Yeah, for real.
Oh shit! I want him to run that in church.
They have to. What do you mean?
If it wasn't a
Soca
Carnival song, they would. But the church is usually against Carnival for some type of reason.
That's what me. I wonder if they would make an exception for Box on Satan.
Are they usually against rap, but they like Jesus Walks, probably?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, if they got Christian, you know, I'm not going into that.
But yeah. Oh, you want me to wrap up the Puerto Rico thing?
I mean, go
You found an answer?
So yeah, Puerto Rico is basically in the center of a bunch of different plates.
Wow.
And Puerto Rico is known, like, is actually known to have earthquakes. And it was always fair game, basically.
So we just ignorant. Okay.
we just did it.
It's all been clarified.
All right, cool.
But I think now, because of the hurricane and the earthquake combination, is like, it's
yo.
Catastrophe.
yeah.
But you see, maybe it's not. It don't seem so drastic. But I mean, Japan, they get out too now with the typhoons. And
Yeah, but Japan
the biggest
makes...
so they have more.
But Japan makes their
Supplies,
buildings and stuff with the earthquakes and the tsunami and stuff in mind.
If
I remember
known for
seeing a
having it
time
there,
lamp.
Puerto Rico should be doing the same, no?
Yeah, but Japan
has
economically
the funds.
versus Puerto Rico.
That as well is
Japan
And
has
I
the
remember seeing a time lapse once of like a sinkhole had appeared in the road somewhere in Japan, and the same like it was a 24-hour time lapse.
I don't know how true that is.
You see the video I was talking about?
Yeah, I see it. I don't know
but
which one you're
I
talking
know.
about.
One thing I know, Japan has invested
Demand quick.
a
The
lot
speed
in
that they
demand
fixed
quick.
that road,
Quick.
dog. The
Demand
speed
quick.
that they fixed that road was like, what, how?
They're more efficient.
But it's not just that, they
It
just
could be
invested
possible.
a lot in
Dutch buildings
infrastructure
go
in
up quick
general
to
in
that.
Japan.
Like this area, the amount of gentrification that been going on, and how quick this area changed compared to when we come up here.
Yeah,
and I remember when we come up here, people was telling us like, "Yo, Belmer and shit, dog. Before y'all come up, it was a complete different place. Like it's so dangerous and this and that. People don't walk through Belmer and thing." And then it's like,
that's true.
Dutch quick with their construction too.
Yeah, they invest a lot in infrastructure. Like if you go from the Netherlands to Belgium, you notice difference immediately. The road is different. The road is just different.
Yo, Belgium still using them old tram and the old tram system.
I see that they're supposed to be making some new ones. I don't know if they're doing that in Amsterdam. Like they got new trams that some amount of size longer. I don't know if those going in Rotterdam or Rotterdam always got a fancy trams and metros and them ones. But
Yeah,
they should nicer than ours. They should nicer than ours. They've been nicer than
Yeah,
before we
Wi-Fi
get the
stuff.
new ones. Like
Their
they've been
Wi-Fi
had
stuff
nicer
is-
ones over there in Rotterdam.
Yeah.
Like the metros and shit in trams in Amsterdam.
Only Rotterdam can say that. Then I'm not gonna start.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there.
Intercity beef.
I already had that whole thing there this weekend. I ain't going to
But
that again.
yeah.
So Puerto Rico technically fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Lord,
They're just prone to it.
I'm so sorry for you because
Like
all jokes aside, dog, that ain't
rough.
cool,
because
but
before the
that ain't
earthquake start, like it was like 30% or 40% of the island had working electricity.
And then no,
And I don't even know what but boy, my thoughts and prayers go to
but
to Puerto Rico and the people down there.
That's a rough. This is a rough way to start the new year, but this is really rough.
Any other thoughts on the Soca Tornado? Because I agree with all of what is being said here regarding Puerto Rico.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how it develops over the next. Like,
how do you
over this
feel about
year.
that? Was like, would you play the track? If a promoter tell you the song is banned,
that I would play.
You experienced that before? Like it's a regular thing.
But it usually like there's that's normal, like a club, like.
But isn't it more for like the vibe in a sense that trying to create versus like a specific track that's like, okay, this one is just
or
too
they
wild
might
or
say,
something.
or they might say this track is reserved for the finishing DJ, so the party ends with like a hype type of vibe. You have type of things, but I've also come across like certain songs to be banned, maybe because the artist that that might be performing at the party has beef with a certain. So like there's a lot of things that goes with it. But in terms of with that thing specifically, I can understand like if a certain track has been causing problems in other parties, why you would then not want that track to play, because maybe the club has very expensive equipment or whatever you don't want.
Touching on this topic, I recall seeing something regarding UK drill and how that is being banned in a lot of places, like UK drill music, because they're associating it with a lot of violence and thing. There was a movie, Blue Story, that recently came out in the UK. Jamie from Top Boy, dude who was playing Jamie, he was in it, and it was apparently about another gang situation that happened. And I think is like ongoing on the existing gang, so like they still exist and stuff are active nowadays. And that shit just get pulled from like all movie theaters and stuff because like a brawl had break out in one of the showings of the movie, and they just pull the shit from all movie theaters in the UK. And I think all of that was like connected to the shit where they was trying to like ban drill music in the UK because it's also associated with the violence and that kind of.
People need to just learn how to behave.
Yeah, because it's messed up. Not for the. Not for the people, because fuck them, because you need to legit know how to behave. But for the artist, because maybe the artist doesn't even want to project this. But this is the result of. I do not know.
I don't know soca artists could say that. I don't know about the UK people, but I don't think soca.
If you make a song like Box Down Satan,
your
intentions are clear.
Run with it. I've like there's no other. There's no.
Yeah, them songs don't try to hide what they want you to do.
Tear the club.
You don't want to stifle creativity in any type of way. And if that song just came out, maybe the hook was catchy and they just worked with that, and that's the song you made, and it's a catchy song, and you put it out there, and then the result is this. Because it's not always.
Still kind of feel like you just know what you're doing. Dog, run with it.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, right? But
things will get out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, I have an idea. I think this is going to be funny. And then you make the song, you say some shit, and then it's like, maybe there's a first video or something where people doing it, and then it just becomes like,
okay.
I ain't had no control over that.
I see what you mean with that.
Just because these people decide that, okay, the official dance of Run With It is pick up something in the place and just go with it, like, I can't control that necessarily.
But then
I have something. I play a part. Yes.
When you tell it, people pick up something start to run with it.
I understand.
Maybe that's a bad example there. Because that one is kind of specific.
I understand, but like, it's a catchy song.
It is, it is. And
sometimes like creative people don't even think about the consequences. They just make it, and then
I ain't gonna lie. To me, it has always been entertaining to see what people to pick up and run with. I see everything from people them children to people them laptop. I see who it was. Somebody I pick up Outcast's computer and try to run with it. either that he had threatened somebody and was like, yo, don't touch my fuck now. Maybe was it Outcast? Maybe it was somebody else.
It's all fun and games until a skinny man take up a big thing and start try to run with it.
Yo, that could end really good.
Try that and the man get folded up like backwards.
It could go both ways. Either at the end of it you gonna have a lot of respect for this man, or at the end of it you'll be like, yo, I told you so. Because man like Elephant Man been proven skinny man, wrong for years.
You know hilarious if the fella that pick up something start to run with it, that makes a song break back or broken back.
Right.
The follow-up track.
The follow-up track.
After picking up all them shit. No. Squats.
I wouldn't be surprised. What?
Yeah.
He had to make squats first. That a preparation for pickup squats.
Yeah. That a pre
leg day. You have to call it leg day and shit.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you
don't forget your back work on. Make sure it's strong.
Soca for real, you can see who the skip leg there. Let me stop because I was one of those.
Alright. So we kind of late in the episode to talk to this, but we were supposed to talk about election day. And like,
I kind of happy we waited till the end about talking about this because
alright,
I don't know how long.
So let's get into the results before we get depressed and all of that. A little context that I could basically. Today is now the 12th, and election day was the day after my birthday, so that's the 9th.
Yeah.
So now it's 3 days after, according to me, the votes have been counted. I don't recall if there was any recounts. I think there was some people asking for a recount from the first election, but I don't think
nothing about that or hear nothing about that. So
okay, well, let me not report that then, because to my knowledge, the current state of affairs is that coalition has been formed. I don't recall. There was some issue with somebody signing and somebody not signing. I think I saw something with Christopher.
For some reason, Savage Chris, according to Andrew, he didn't show up because.
Okay, I guess before we could get to the numbers of who actually in the coalition.
Maybe do that first.
National Alliance got 6 seats. I don't remember all of them. UP and U. Which one of them? Which one of them get 2? The next one was 4.
Got 2 seats.
PFP got 2.
Shout out to the PFP. The man do an amazing job giving the time frame and being a new party and being
completely
a
all
whole
new
bunch
faces.
new party as in like
none of them never run before.
No experience.
Mavio was on DP. Mavio even on PFP.
Mavio have but I still consider him.
He's relatively new because he's a younger.
Yeah.
He's one of the he's of the millennial generation,
young.
I guess.
Let me say young and not new.
But the majority of the party is people who've never run before, new candidates completely, and it's a new party.
So shout out Melissa. I find you do a good job with that, and Cyril as well, because Cyril is part of that group too, even though he didn't necessarily run. Super all of them. Big ups to you. So PFP got 2. NA got 6. UP got 4.
UP used to be the majority, right?
UD is Sarah, so Sarah got 2. Wait, UP is Sarah's which one?
UD, United Democrats, that's anti-Sarah.
Okay then.
UP was former TO.
That's green people. Okay.
That's Rolando now.
UP used to be the majority, right?
Dog, to be quite honest, there's been so many of them, I can't remember who was in government. But I think National Alliance was in government, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, basically. Like last government account to me.
Yeah, so National Alliance get re-elected, so they're going back in, but with
less seats.
I don't recall how much seats.
I can't say that either, but they're going in with a new coalition. This is type of KDP all over again.
As I said, this is the second election that I've experienced. Right?
Second or third?
I don't know.
That's sad.
This is like the 5th election in 6 years.
It's 9 in 9, dog.
It's 9 in 9?
Ever since 2010, there has been ones pretty much every year, dog.
So
it's 9 and 9.
Okay, so I guess here we go with the less.
Oh no, we in 2020 now, I guess so.
It's been a lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
but it's been 9. There's been at least 9 for sure. I was reading a Dutch article with it. Make sure put that in the right below the headline, the first article after the lead. They made sure mention how it was 9 elections since 2010.
Anyway,
someone needs to win the majority.
That's the thing. It's never gonna be possible. Not House
Me and
and
Ricky was having a whole conversation saying like an interesting thing would have been if, for example, if T.O., William, Rolando, all the major vote getters, if they man had just cause that's the one where you can get like an undeniable kind of majority party.
Yeah, but
if
then are they
if all them join one?
Yeah, but are they going to
if
be
you get all the major vote getters, in reality, the likelihood of something like that happening.
That's the reason them are formed their own parties, because they can't
work together.
Is,
every year we still end up with coalition. Every year you still end up in that same position where we have this coalition where
every year is 1992
where it could potentially be broken apart because somebody jumped ship and shit like that. But if they all on the same party, there's a difference. The way it wouldn't be
the split of powers to be different. That's the whole.
It wouldn't fall the same way if somebody decided to jump ship if they all on the same party from jump. Versus it being a coalition of different parties forced to work together.
I did share some shit that Ricky had put, like how to what it was, how to either ensure people come out to vote or how to
yeah, cause he had make some like 4-point thing about all the problem with this elections
and the man had make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, we gonna get into that now.
The Christopher thing.
Before we go into that, so like we were saying before, it have to be a coalition. Nobody going to really win outright. So at the moment, the coalition is UP, the All Party, and National Alliance. They forming government right now. From the UP is Rolando Grisha.
Yeah, to your wife.
Oh, what?
That's why she got 600 something votes.
That makes sense.
That's Grisha Heilige is her name.
I'm sorry, I was kind of absent with that. Only now
Melissa got like 400 something.
Oh, only now the wheels clicking.
If I remember correctly.
Otmar?
Oddly.
Yes, Mr. Oddly. And Siddharth bin
Biljani. That's Cookie or something like that. Does refer to him as like Indian guy in politics.
Okay, that and a lot of these people I know and don't know. So that's from the UP party. From the NA is Miss Jacobs. I don't like to call her by her first name because I feel like that's being like improper. So I don't call her Miss Jacobs.
I know her, Silveria. She'll understand.
Yeah, technically me too, but like I feel like it's I don't know. I feel weird calling her Sylvia.
That's my friend, mommy.
I mean, that's my friend mother too, but
if I get into like how I initially know her, like that's my friend.
Yeah, but still,
mommy.
are you to be saying Cheryl?
I understand.
So it's like I don't know. To me,
don't even add the miss in front of it and nothing, just straight up first name.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not going to lie.
Because of volleyball, for me,
on
then
the road,
like volleyball context, like silly Silveria.
On the road, I would say like if I had just see her on the road, I would be like Rhoda. But like in professional settings, I would be like Miss Arundel.
Okay.
But
even Mrs. Wrong, you gotta put the doctor that.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
To put the full respect on her name.
I'm sorry, Rhoda.
Doctor Honorable. when she was in government, Doctor Miss Honorable. Like, you gotta add both of them.
It's absolutely right, but yeah, with some people, I don't know. It depends on.
We'll continue the list. We get sidetracked. We get sidetracked.
So Miss Jacobs. Then I got Rodolphe E. Samuel. William Marlin with that kind of angle. Artwell and Jurendi. And then
the highest vote getter with something like 800 votes. Jurendi Durant, one of the younger politicians.
That's respect. I didn't expect that at all.
How many people voted?
I was just gonna get to that. The turnout. That's a whole other story. The turnout was super disappointing. Cause that was like some of what Ricky was addressing in his post. I think it was 13,000 votes in total.
How many people live in St. Martin?
That's the shit. It's like some of the total eligible thing was I think 25, somewhere around there.
I think a little bit more like 30 though.
Yeah, but that's different from the actual vote, the eligible voting population, because it's people above 18 and stuff like that. Okay. So and the non-illegals, like. So I think the eligible population was like 25, and then 13,000 people come on vote. That's like letting you know that we tired of this shit. We tired of voting. Nobody don't believe in this process. Like the number.
I think it more shows that they don't believe in the voting process.
Yeah, government falling every year. It's undeniable that people over this shit.
Like, I don't give them wrong. I even put this on one of Jeremy posts because
people are like, what the fuck is the point of me coming out to vote if I'm gonna be voting next year again?
But it's not.
My mother almost didn't vote.
I guess I didn't think of it that way.
To me, that's the biggest sentiment that I see. People don't believe, like...
How I was more seeing... Maybe how we seeing it is the same thing, but just, like, same picture, but different angle. How I most was seeing it was, like, it make no sense. I understand why the people fed up and not voting, because why I gonna vote when the party I vote for gonna win, but then the two others that didn't win gonna say, yo, fuck this one, we gonna come together, form a coalition, and then we gonna get into government. What's the point? You probably get telling me my vote don't matter.
Electoral reform is to me the biggest thing that needs to happen when you look at the current state of politics in St. Martin. The whole process of how we go about electing people and what it takes to overthrow a government. Like, there needs to be more checks and balances. If you could have 9 governments fall in 10 years or whatever,
that obviously
tell you something needs to be addressed in this process to ensure that this can't just happen. Because how is progress ever going to be made? How are we ever going to get to the point that these people love to harp on when it comes to all the anti-Dutch rhetoric? Independence. How the fuck we get independence if we, like, how we even get there?
And you watch any of the debates?
Nah, I saw like one interview, but not the debates up.
I watched the last, or at least I tried to listen to the last debate because this was like in between being like halfway dying of sickness and writing my thesis. But all the party leaders was championing independence. Cool. I understand the sentiment behind it. But half of y'all on that fucking panel show that y'all clearly cannot drive us to that destination. So why I don't know why it's even a topic, because it won't be happening anytime soon.
But they got a lot of people want to hear.
The people full of shit. I'm sorry. I
disagree there in the sense that I get why the people would want to hear independence.
I understand
my whole thing is the timing. I get what you're saying, where it's like
they got
it might
other
not
things
be
that's more important, Judge.
The biggest priority right now. Because, I said, in my opinion, I don't understand how the fuck we even talk about independence when we can't have a stable government. When we can't
govern ourselves, Jad.
Not once since we're a country, Sir Martin, have we shown the ability to have a peaceful transition of power, which is an integral part of a stable democracy. And
then they just wonder why the Dutch just watch us, how they just watch us. That's a whole different something too, because you can go both sides of the fence with that one. But independence, I find that something that should not be on the table right now, period, because we've demonstrated time and time again that is not possible right now. That gotta be something in like the next 20,
That's
30
not true.
But
there's never been a child, we never been independent, so we've never been, you can't say independence can't happen because we never really attempted. We've only been existing in this system. I agree, governance might fail. Peaceful transitions
of power not need the government
after 4 years and stuff. Though? I see the logic and train of thought, but the statement you specifically made that we never tried independence, so you can't say it can't work. That's the only thing I'm addressing. I get what you're trying to say,
but I gonna stick to my statement.
True.
It can't. It's not gonna happen.
In the current form, it can't work. I agree.
It's not.
In the current government and whatnot we have and how things been going, it can't work. I agree with that.
I understand what you mean, but I gonna still stick to my statement. It's just not gonna work. But anyway, we're going a little thing.
Do we have any? Is there any bit of optimism in terms of hoping that this new government could last for 4 years?
Nope.
Okay. So
me personally, we got through the list. Sean, no.
We got through the list completely of everybody because Melissa from PFP
the last
was
one
Melissa.
Was 800 guy that got 800.
Yeah, that was NA.
Yeah, that's
went through.
Alliance. PFP got 2.
PFP was Melissa and
I don't know his full name.
Rayon Peters, the Peterson dude, right?
Yeah, Ray Peterson.
Rayon or something like that, I think it is.
Other than that, I don't know nobody else of significance.
And is he that got a beef with Christopher Emmanuel, right? The Ray dude.
That the whole beef with thing, I don't know. What we was coming with the whole Christopher Emmanuel, he did not. From what I've been reading, he did not sign. What all the other ministers or the potential ministers had the document that they just normally sign.
The coalition agreement.
Yeah, the coalition. There we go. That was what I was looking for. He didn't sign the coalition agreement because it seems that he don't agree with the new government. So I don't know technically what that means. Cause I'm not that well versed in it. I could probably ask and then come up with an
the next episode.
The next episode.
Does he have a seat by himself?
I would think so, since his name is on the document, so that means he would be a potential minister of the current government. What him not signing means, I don't know.
I would assume that if he doesn't sign, because every person has an amount of voters attached to them, and he's attached to that party. But if he doesn't sign, then it's not official.
But I think
because that party needs a total of. So let's say me and the three of us are in a party. You have a certain amount of votes. I have a certain amount of votes, and King has a certain amount of votes.
If you take your votes, it don't count.
Yeah, but I think even if he take his votes, it would still be enough for them to go through with the government at least.
How many percentage do you need to be able to run the parliament?
You need it got its majority. So if it's 15, if parliament is completely 15, you need at least 7.
Yeah. And NA had 6, so they just need one person. If they farm with PFP, if they could farm with anybody basically and get a majority.
Yeah, so even if they're missing Christopher, they still got 3 other people that potentially could have take his part. It's a little bit confusing.
Why couldn't they not just give that party one more vote?
But it's how do people vote, right?
Yeah. Just one more seat.
Yeah,
dog.
The one thing that I didn't look into was seeing that it had such a low voter turnout, the requirement for the seats also lowers and stuff like that. And then I didn't check to see what the number was for.
No, the official number.
But I remember what was the minimum vote requirement to get a seat.
From what I was seeing while they was doing it, was 900 or something. But I don't know. I think that was what they was expecting.
Take the 13 divided by 15. Take the 13 divided by 15, and that kind of gets you more or less what would be a seat. So yeah, that kind of sounds about right. A 900-ish.
Something around there, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, so how it is right now, St. Martin government is a UP NA government. who really going to be in charge of war? Not too sure yet. So I guess we're going to see, and then we're going to have to see how long this is going to last. Am I optimistic that it's going to last 4 years? No. Do I think it's going to last for the next 4 years? No. Can it? Maybe. Do they have some capable people in the government that I think, yeah. They got some people on NA that doing a decent job, and they got people on UP that doing a decent job. They got people on NA that does, I find personally that's quite questionable, and they got people on UP that I find is quite questionable. So it could go either way. I love my country as much as the people that piss me off. So I going to try to think that, you know, it is possible that they could do something decent. But from the track record, if we have to go based on just history,
you're looking too positive.
Yeah. Not really. So let's hope Rolando and Miss Jacobs could work together, and also the parties could work together, because St. Martin definitely needs change.
St. Martin needs stability.
And I also was seeing somewhat fuck it. I also see Jeremy had make a statement saying like how we could force people to vote. And
everybody done let the man know that was ridiculous in the comments. Everybody let them. They waste no time. Wait, so you want to force people?
What killed me? He was like,
to use the democratic right.
22 other countries just do it, but like, but bruv, no. I understand his sentiments now. I understand where he coming from, because it's a little frustrating that, yeah, you know, such a small island and we can't force people to vote.
Maybe you can give people incentives to vote.
But that can't, yeah, but that,
it lets you, if the people don't want to vote, that lets you know stop fucking up as a government. To me, that's the sentiment that the low voter turn. That's the clear message that the low voter turnout tells you. Y'all fucking up constantly. Get your shit together. Put together some proper party lists. Because that was one of the things Ricky had put in his long post of helping the voter turnout thing. Make a quality list, not so much just about names and just trying to get the vote.
It's a double-edged sword, right? Because you're saying basically, do this and the voters will come. But if the voters don't come, they won't really do this. Because right now, what it sounds like is like, I'm just from outside looking in. Mm-hmm. There's the same people getting power each time. They're just making their own parties.
But the thing is, this year, there certainly was the most change. It was the most diverse, new faces that I feel like I've ever witnessed in a political thing. So there was a loud outcry that we wanted to see new faces, and it's been the same old people. And this year, I will say there was a lot of that, and still there was that low voter turnout. But to me, it's more because of like what Ricky was talking about. It wasn't necessarily the quality list. Just because he's young, don't mean you like. That's the dude from around the corner who never said nothing intellectual in his life, that y'all just pick up out of the block and was like, yo, come join the party because we need young faces, and people say they want new people. Like, that's the kind of the mentality that was.
But I don't know. I don't agree. I don't agree with a lot of the sentiments that been going on social media, because it's like, because this is like kind of going where you say like, the people want new people, they want new faces, but then when you get them new faces, but this one been doing that one been doing that. Now everybody on the island got some kind of record. If that's how you gonna do, if you guys, somebody fuck somebody, man, somebody beat up somebody cousin. If that's what you're going off of, what the fuck, Jad? To me, that don't make no kind of fucking sense, dog. None. Granted, I understand the skepticism with some people,
like,
but then
kinda, I mean,
I understand.
I ain't even want to say it, but some people I can't imagine as a politician, dog.
It is still better than what we have been.
Based on certain types of history that certain people have had, without me saying too much. I'm sure you understand who I'm talking about in relation to you specifically.
But do you have to vote for him
they got more than
specifically?
What?
Like, for example, how many people usually in a party in St. Martin? So you have a party.
They no fixed number.
They got one party.
And it was maybe like, 15 or something like that, I think?
I think the max is the amount of seats you can have, right?
No, dog. They got
parties like 20 something.
They got 20, people. They got some party like 20 something people.
Because if a person is not electable and you don't vote for him, he can't be part of the parliament, right?
Yeah. More.
So then just vote for the appropriate person. Don't look at the amount of people that's in.
But you see that. But you see that's the thing. Then because St. Martin's so small, and some of the people is real. Some of the qualifications is somewhat lacking. It comes to be somewhat of a popularity contest.
Basically.
So it's like, okay, this person always in the club, always buying bottles, or always, or you know,
this person well known and well
known in the entertainment entertainment life. A lot of people gonna vote for them, while they don't necessarily have any qualifications, more or less, to say. So it's kind of is.
And this brings back a constant point that while me and Ricky was having this debate talking election and politics and thing, you will forever end up with these type of situations because of Saman population size. It's something that limits it so that it's a great example.
But that's my shit as well.
Our volleyball team, the way our volleyball team was, I was a terrible, like, in terms of being somebody that was coachable, I had a terrible attitude towards volleyball because it had 10 people for you to pick from. So what are you going to do? Not put me on the team? Even though I don't want to listen to a lot of what Rhoda is telling me in all her good intentions and whatnot. I was a hard-headed dude that just did what the fuck I wanted to do, and you got 10 people to pick up. Your option is put me on the team, or y'all don't have enough people to play. And you always have that way you would like to be able to choose from 20, 30, 40 people that really want to play volleyball, that up on a certain level, that have certain skills, but because of low population, you always end up having to just do it what you have. And if these the people, the candidates we have, this is what we have.
Switch over to
shit as well.
But it's going to be hard because it's part of the Netherlands. But Orse Martin needs to switch over to more an American style, where you have people that controls the government, not controls, but just is like the watchdog for the government to see like what the government doing and stuff like that, and vote on it, and then have one person form a party that puts like someone the governor or in control of like politics and stuff like that, and someone in control of like culture and whatever, and he just assigns people, and for the 4 years we have that one person that works with the people that he assigned with, and then after that you assess what he did.
Because I believe that's ideally how they want it to be, but again, because of what King was saying, the you have to we make it do it what we have.
Yeah, but what I mean, this quote is very important right now. I think I'm gonna butcher it because I can't remember it right that good. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expect something different to happen. I mean, if it's been like this from 2010 to 2020,
but you see,
then something needs to change.
That's why I also made sure to mention the point that today, this election time, we did get a lot of new people.
But that's BC.
You did give the people a lot of what they kind of want or what they've been asking for.
This is where my frustration comes in, because you've been cussing and you've been yelling and you've been tinging for new people, young.
I see validity in their critiques though, especially considering some of the new candidates is like, come the fuck on.
Support the good one.
At least try.
This is a typical Samantha something. You can never fucking please them. Because they have some new qualified candidates.
Some, yes, and to me some of those got votes and stuff like that. And some of those people get votes.
But then
the people that was like...
but the new... be careful what you wish for. You want the new people, boom, new people. So then what the fuck you cussing about?
Give me quality
nah,
people. I didn't know how to ask for that.
Yeah,
I didn't know I needed to ask for that.
Give me people like France who never had no kind of
electable new person.
But how many electable new people are there? Okay,
there's a decent amount. There's a decent amount. Okay, like I said, there's a whole new party with a
everybody just not vote for that one person? Is it then party alliance that they want quality people in the party that they want to vote for?
Yeah, honestly, it's a lot like that, because I feel that way. I'm sorry. Shout out Pete. I know Pete go thing with his heart. he mean well for the island and everything. I don't like the party he on. Like that, but see that's me. That might be something me personally. That might be my personal something.
Your biases.
If Pete was on PFP, I wouldn't have no kind of
issues
or second thoughts about who I would. Reservations about who I would vote for. Like, they got certain people on certain parties, like, if you just wasn't with them, then, like, you would have my vote. Like, and Pete is one of them. If Pete was on PFP, it would have been a done deal. The fact that he went up, I can't vote for Pete without voting for the party. Like, it's not you. In that case, it's not possible. You cannot separate the two. And I know Pete is a hell of a fucking dude. The man smart, and he means the best for fucking
good
Samantha.
intentions and whatnot.
He definitely has the best intentions, but who he aligned himself with, I wouldn't fuck with it. And that is a shame.
It feels like St. Martin need a refresh. A refresh in terms of just like
I feel
come
like
up with a rule. Come up with a rule that like certain type of people just can't be part of the government anymore. Just be annexed.
And that's where you end up in the same fucked up situation. Whereas like if you are too stringent or too strict with the requirements, then you have no parliamentarians. Nobody electable.
One of the best things Ricky had said, one of the best things he had suggested was the old ones.
They need to just be more
come
advisory
out and be more of an advisory and a mentor role.
Yeah,
and that would be the best thing.
Or have like a system
and dangerous, as they say, is the double-edged sword with that one.
Or in a system where they're part of the parliament, but they're not part of the government, so they can't enforce, but they can still be part of the decision-making process.
They don't have the final decision, but they have a say.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something to look into.
I saw people saying how it's like, regardless of what the outcome is with this new coalition or the government hasn't decided, it's like who going to be the ministers that are appointed by the parliamentarians, who are actually going to be doing the work and stuff like that. Let's see what happens there.
I find this is a good way forward. I don't really have much positive. I don't really have much positive things to say about semantic politics, but I find this is a step forward. PFP might not be in government now.
It's progress to me,
but they might made an impact. It showed.
I see. Like, think about how he felt when he saw Rolando got in there. How he's been operating in politics. When think about Artwell and how he's
what
been.
What happened with the man that put the lights in the
I don't know. Viren, I don't know. You mean like voting wise? How many votes he got? I don't know. I don't recall checking.
But
so the lights didn't
I
work.
think his party got maybe one, or like SMCP got like one seat in general. I think.
Again, this is me personally. This is what I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see Rolando join PFP. I would like to see Artwell and
I feel you.
Things, I want to call it
Journey
join PFP as well. I would like to see P join PFP. I would like to see everybody that and I would like that.
Some of the qualified young people,
the ones that have been in parliament before, lead the way for the new ones coming up. That's why I would like them to join PFP.
But then again, would you then have people that would probably not have voted for them because
no experience?
No. Because a lot. Look, here's the problem. It's thing with Aruba too, and it's also in the States, here in the Netherlands too. You have people that are just loyal to a certain party.
Yeah.
So just because some people got a lot of votes does not equal them same people getting the same votes for a different party.
Yeah, but you see, okay, we more
because the brand loyalty is. I don't understand why people are like this with politics in general.
Just basically give you a clear example of that. If Pete was on a different party, I would have voted for him.
So,
but because you did, I was like, I ain't even gonna consider it.
Yeah, that is a different something. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel a lot of people, especially when the young ones are concerned, will more be looking at what they will be doing. Yeah. Because I find a lot of you could say you might not like Rolando personally for whatever reason you have, but you cannot say the man was not working when he was in government. Everything from I'm not even to say everything. Mainly the whole Mullabay thing get his man a lot of stripes and stuff like that, and on my end too. So like. I would like to see the younger ones with the experience now lead the way for the other younger one. Like they be the driving force and the other ones just like follow suit. But that I guess that's a utopian something, and that would have been a perfect approach.
Just like what Ricky was talking about, we get all the major vote getters on one party to try to stop this government falling thing. Try to see what can we think of to fix it. It seems like government ain't coming up with the solutions to stop government from falling.
Yeah, but is thing again. Like I was saying,
or they need to sign a, like, I don't know how legal this would be, but sign a contract within the coalition that they have right now, and basically make it impossible for the government to break.
Yeah, but you see that's the thing. Nobody gonna want to sign that because they gonna want to be able to leave whenever.
Then you don't form a government with that. That would have to be the stipulation. So because
I think that's basically kind of what happened with the whole Christopher situation, where it's like we do sign a document to say that we agree to as a coalition.
But if you can't sign, if you don't agree with it, don't sign it.
Yeah.
I think that more. I think King right. That's
but it needs to be a stipulation where the party needs to the people.
I agree.
Because it's getting crazy that people vote for you to work, and then for whatever reason
can't even get to see you do that.
You can't even finish the job that people elect you to do.
But that's been a lot of the government complaints, like, oh yeah, we only been there for a year, oh yeah, we only been
and
there
it's a true thing, but it's fucked up because it's literally a whole process of, okay, so I just get in, let me get acclimated, let me see, okay, what's the situation in this department, let me see what exactly is the problems
previously done before I could
exactly
do it, and that take time.
And I ain't even get time to start my shit and do things before I'm done kicked out, and then we just a new person in there,
same
and they
thing.
doing this, they get acclimated, they learning, seeing what going on, what this one did, what this one that, what that one did.
Because what needs to happen is that, like, you could be against whatever the government you are even aligned with is doing, but at this point, for stability, like, you can't just leave the party and then the whole thing breaks off. Like, you could highlight what's going wrong and even be like, yo, we doing this, I against it, but for the sake of us at least being able to, like, function as a country.
That hasn't happened so far.
Like, yeah, but someone like that needs to happen. Like, people need to
then
just.
The line's gonna be, I I have to vote my conscience, and my constituents don't believe in this thing. So, and I'm a parliamentarian. I'm accountable to my constituents who elected me, and I don't agree with this movement. So I gotta pull my support. Like, it's the same bullshit constantly. Sadly.
So let's hope.
We gonna touch one more topic. I wrapping up after this.
We can't finish both back to back with politics like this, dog.
But yeah, this is a little heavier than I expected, to be quite honest.
Cause the only other topics that left is not necessarily as heavy but different. That one also seemed like there was some opinions around that regarding the kids and nakedness and.
Oh yeah, because I mean it
put on fucking clothes, Jack.
You gotta give context.
Look, right?
Give context to this topic.
You look, right?
I understand.
So give context so that we can go into the conversation.
So basically, there was a conversation. I honestly don't remember the origin story, but it got to the question of how old is acceptable for a parent of the opposite sex to be naked or maybe somewhat semi-nude around their child. For example, if you're a man and you have a daughter, or if you're a mother and you have a son, how old is basically the cutoff for the child to be that you're comfortable exposing your body around them? Opinions. Talk. Okay. Discuss.
So I would consider, like, in my household, like, for a long majority, no other ways to say it, like, the naked family. We were, like, I was walking naked, like, my folks, I don't know how much they want me to talk about this on the internet, but I don't care. Like, we were just walking naked in the house, and it never dawned me of, like, oh, my mom's naked. Like, when I was 17 and 18, my mom's naked. Like, I personally, like, because I grew up in it, and, like, look, if something fucked up happening in your house, I could understand, like, the thought process of, like, the problem of your father or your mother walking naked, maybe with the trauma of maybe you being molested by your mom or by your dad when you were a little child. Luckily, I have not had that type of experience. So for me, it was just normal to walk naked in the house. Like, no, like, the body shaming or whatever, like, nothing, none of that has never come up. It was just a normal thing. Even like sometimes like my mom would come and shower me when I was 17 years old, and that's like I found it like not shower me but do my back, as in scrub my back for me because I couldn't scrub my back.
Why?
Because it's not for me. That was normal. Injured? No, I would just ask my mom, can you rub my back for me? She was like, yeah, okay, she come and rub my back. That's how comfortable we was as a family. Like, just being naked around the house. Like, it's not... I'm not ashamed. I could, like, right now, legit, I could go home back to right now and walk naked in the house and not feel any type of way about it. But that's how accustomed I am with my family.
Yeah, that's definitely how you was raised. Yeah.
So, like, it's... But then again, like, different. I don't think it's a bad thing if you're on the up and up with your kids and you're treating your kids properly and getting your kids just accustomed to just loving their own body and walking around naked in their own house. If there's any place you should feel comfortable,
but you were misunderstanding the question though, because it was never about the kids being naked, it's about the parents being naked.
No, but I mean in general, for your kids to be accustomed of you walking naked, you have to be comfortable and the kids have to be comfortable of it. And the only way that can happen is if y'all just have that natural and natural, but just safe environment for that thing to go on.
I put on fucking clothes.
But that's just me.
I don't know. I guess how I was thinking. But yeah, I guess our household was brought up a little bit different because everybody always had on something. Like it might not have been like a full, but like back thing for us is like home clothes. Mm-hmm. So it might not necessarily be like your home clothes per se, but like I would at least have on a boxer. Even if I have to walk around my own house, I have on at least a boxer. But then hearing how you describe how you is with your, like how your family was brought up, that could just be like how my mother did. Cause if I have to look back at it, my mother always had on something as well. But at the same time, we was always a not to say an entertainment house, but like you never really know who will pull up. Whether it be cousin or a family friend or my people or my sister people or like it was always a house full of people.
Your house is just prone to having guests.
Yeah, that's what it says. So it's like maybe that's the reason why.
And I could understand in that case because like for an example, like in my family, especially on my mom's side, the hub was my grandmother's house. So I know, like, by my grandmother, nobody could walk around naked because you really don't know who gonna pull up, and the door was always open.
Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it is that way. And because I am the youngest one, so like my brother and my sister always had people over as well. You check. So
I'm an only child, so that's also another thing to consider.
Maybe that is a thing, but I don't know. But maybe because of that, I kind of get in the whole put on clothes thing. But like, I'm not one of them people to just walk around naked. Like. I don't know if it's a comfort something or is things something.
It took me a long
you feel
time.
Free though.
It took me a long time, even like in Holland. It took me a long time in Holland before I would just walk around my own house in Holland without a shirt on and stuff because I just always had on clothes and Simhan. I was just like
a regular shirt.
Simhan to be hot though.
I understand.
A shirt is something else.
And on Simhan, I always had on clothes. And it's like, if I could always manage to have on clothes in Simhan, then it's like, why the fuck would I not have on clothes in Holland?
Yeah, no, I understand that, but. I don't know, man. Put on fucking clothes.
But it's a freeing
something. As well as I acknowledge that the dynamic is a little different, in my opinion, at least when it comes to opposite sex things. I get the point you was making about how it shouldn't necessarily be weird unless people have been like molested or something and whatnot.
The camera had come out, but you should have seen the fucking faces me and King had give Woods when he was saying mother discovery. I was like, huh?
Yeah, but
when you're explaining, I understand. I mean, my mother
for me it was just normal. Like I would just ask my mom, "Hey, scrub my back for me, please."
If I had to think about it, if I had to ask my mother that, she would do it too. But that's just the type of mother my mother is. Check. So it's like thinking about it now. It's like, bye.
The camera dead?
Yeah, the camera dead.
I don't know if Ari was hearing, if Ari could hear that, but like there was nothing.
Ari was not.
Yeah, some going on with the needle.
But I don't know. I thinking about how I would have.
I just can't never think of asking my mother to scrub my back. That like the fact that he even like get there.
I
could scrub my own back,
but you can't reach your whole back properly.
You can't reach your whole back properly.
Your entire back properly.
As fuck.
Yo,
it's not that hard to use your arms and like touch your back and like
utensils for
that. You have two arms.
That's true. There are utensils.
Yeah, but not everybody.
There are utensils for that.
You got different angles, dog. Like you got two arms.
do my whole
body.
back.
People body different.
I cannot do my whole back.
People body is different.
Okay.
You can't. Some people might be, they can't reach certain spots.
And trust me, the most comfortable thing you will ever feel is just someone just scrubbing your back.
I can't say I never had that.
As a child.
It definitely wasn't.
Shit, I'd have that now.
Alright, sure.
Okay. You living a good life.
No, but I mean, I've had that.
Me too.
I've
With
had
my
that
significant
before.
other. Just hey, come scrub my back. Yeah.
I've had that before, but it's not something I would. I don't know. I was thinking of something I would do with my children. Like I was thinking of like how I would raise my kids whenever I do have them, and I would still have on clothes.
Slightly different question.
I think it's fine to be naked. No?
And I'm more curious
Naked is a little uncomfortable.
I'm more curious about Wood's opinion on this. How do you feel about kissing on the lips of your children?
I find that
I used to kiss my dad. I still kiss my dad on the lips.
You see, because
weird. I find that so weird. I didn't see people do that with their children, and I'd be like, I don't know if it's just me. Yo.
That's why I just think maybe I was raised too conservative because I feel exactly how you feel on this topic.
No, you know what it is? I had to do it once, and the slap I had to get from my mother. But I don't know if it's. I don't know. I just find it weird. I don't know if it's because of that one situation I had to get. But I find it was I find like the slap was deserving too. Like what the fuck you did? Like that fuck was just weird.
I don't find it too weird. Like if I see it happen between a parent and their child, but it's just for me myself. I wouldn't do it.
I still find that weird to see.
I mean, I don't know.
Like, I didn't see these Dutch people doing it, and I'd be like, but damn.
To me, it's weird.
Yeah, I grew up in it,
like
so like for me it's normal.
A cheek do that. Like why are you kissing on the lips?
Yeah,
to me,
but
it's
to me that's like intimate something. The thing is for me,
but that's the thing. Like for me, like I don't have that type of like intimacy. I have intimacy with my parents, obviously. I see my parents, I love them very much. But me kissing my dad or my mom on the lips does not equate to any sexual type of behavior. It's just
I would hope not.
It's just a caring.
I don't know.
It's just a bring up thing.
I feel like it's just something something you don't do, so that when you actually see it happen, it's like,
yeah.
Like, okay,
what is going on?
Let's go back.
Your father?
Yeah, I don't feel it type of way.
I mean,
it's normal. It's my dad. My dad used to kiss me all the time.
You know how weird it was for me to just greet somebody and like another man kiss me. You know how long it take me to get accustomed to that. Really and truly, only because my brother and my sister father is European. And like
cheek touch,
only like I had to I was exposed to it.
That shit's still weird to me.
It take me a while to get used to it. I not gonna lie to you, but it's only because it was normalized up here, and I get used to it. Live it up here, and other people to do it up here. I'd be like, all right.
I'm getting a flashback of like 2004, 2005, because at around that time there was this thing about Lil Wayne kissing Birdman.
That's all I was thinking about the whole time.
But the thing is, like, I always thought Birdman was Lil Wayne's father until I found out the history and stuff. And I was like, oh, he's not really his dad, but he sees Birdman as his father. And like, was this whole thing about like
super weird to me?
Yeah,
isn't that your real dad? Are you kissing this dude? Like
yes, that is weird.
But even your
he felt, because now I don't know how he feels now with the whole beef thing. But like, I always feel weird kissing someone else that's not my dad that I didn't grow up with. Like what I established with my father growing up, like it was a normal thing from when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 till now. It's a normal thing.
That's weird.
I don't feel any sexual, like there's no sexual like attachment to it.
I'll be curious to look into like a psychological study on this. Like, I really want to know what's the science.
If you're kissing your parents with the tongue,
this is an interesting.
Then
how would you draw that line though?
Because kissing someone on the lips and kissing someone with tongue is very different.
To me, from a peck is already like entering the intimate thing. Is like I said, like you can kiss them on the forehead, on the cheek, get them a hug. To me, all of those is fine, acceptable levels of intimacy.
A peck is understandable.
Family.
A peck is understandable man of showing affection to me.
This statement was thrown out there just now, and I
still feel it's weird if I'm like a man is pecking his son on the lips. I still feel that is weird.
I feel
like just as weird.
But like I was saying, this statement
mother
was made.
And son.
This statement was made there not too long ago, and I'm curious about this. What are you have a level of intimacy with your parents?
That was all.
That's why I'm trying to figure out, like, what, like, okay, maybe it just was in general. Like, what, like, that's what you mean,
how
like,
you define intimacy.
And stuff like that. That's the level of intimacy. Like, what do you mean?
It depends how you define intimacy. What is this intimacy? Like, what are we talking about as intimacy with your parents?
Yeah, that's
just,
what I'm trying to
like, showing affection. Like, how open are you, like, showing just affection? Like,
okay, so that's like, a question. That's a good question.
Because some people tend to, like, I don't, like, my father don't want.
How comfortable are you with showing affection to our parents?
I'm very comfortable.
I'm not.
Okay, so we obviously know Woods very comfortable. Rashid, how like, you ever think about it? Kind like now that
showing
the question
affection?
Yeah. Like apart from like telling your mother and your father.
Tell your mother I love you.
I get him a hug out of nowhere.
It's fucked up. But I just realized in the past like I only started really doing this in the past like 2-3 years, telling my mother and my father I love them.
Really?
I can show you a text now.
Yo, serious now?
I can show you me and my mom's conversation, and it's basically
only recently I really think about that. Like,
I understand where you be coming from with everything you're saying, kind of on these topics.
But the thing is like
it's still something that I don't really tell my mother. I hope she knows it. I've said it before, but it's not like a regular thing that I say.
Your mother don't like on a regular tell you that she love you?
I feel it's more normal to come from her.
But that's the thing, you know how fucked up it could be for your parent that your child never tell them that you love them. That
the thing is like, at least for me, then
don't do fuck shit.
What I gotta do anything, King?
What? I don't know.
I don't understand. What you mean by that?
As a parent, don't do fuck shit. Maybe it might happen sooner.
That you what? Whoa. Okay,
and like I said,
I feel like that's a little bold.
The thing is, they're known, but to me, is one of those things that me and my mother have an odd relationship.
Okay, that's what I didn't, ask more questions.
It's not necessarily like about beef or nothing, but in general, we was never like that close and affectionate and stuff like that. To begin with,
okay, but
like
maybe,
as a child, maybe it was, but as soon as I started becoming like more of a teenager and like.
At least with my mother,
hanging out with friends.
At least when my mother is concerned, maybe that's why I feel a little bit more fucked up. Because me and my mother, like I was really close with my mother, like that even from.
You still are close to your mother.
Yeah, but
you just don't live.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, what I mean, like I was a lot closer with her. See her every day, all those kind of things. Like it used to be a point, even though when I was still living in the house, 17, 18. When my mother was peaceful, minding her business, I used to just go harass her for fun.
As it should be.
As kids are supposed to be.
Yeah, but you see, and to the point, like me, like you can ask her. Me and my mother used to have like big kitchen towel fights. Like my mother used to just be there in the kitchen, mind her own business. I just take her kitchen towel and be like, "Blah! What are you gonna do about it?" And then like she's legit chase me over the house, like all over the, like shit like that. You check. But then with saying that, I remember like. Why I say that is because I guess the closest intimacy my mother used to have, I used to just, again, my mother used to be minding her business, watching TV, and I used to just go and lay down on top of her. Like, I like 17, 18, I was a decent height. Like, I was a big ass child. So I just lay down on top of my mother and be like, Mama, what you doing?
Inconvenience her a little bit.
But then, like, just inconvenience and make her life a little difficult for, a half hour.
She would probably enjoy it.
But, but that's the thing, a mother, enjoy that stuff like that. That's what you want from a child. So I was thinking, like, that level of how close we was now to, like, not even saying, like, I love you. And even then, I didn't used to say it. But then, like, actions used to be able to, take part, fill that void. But the fact that I'm not seeing my mother no more, and the fact that, like, I never really used to say it, and then now we're away from each other and I don't say it, it's like, yo, that's fucked up. I was a fucked up son, Judge.
Like, I'm sure in a lot of ways I am that. Like, I know it all the time when I listen to...
Judge.
Like, when they listen to other people's relationships with their parents in general, like, the last time I heard, like, talk to my mother on the phone, like, call, over a year ago and shit like that.
Wow, now you for about age?
I don't remember.
Nah.
Why not?
I don't call my no.
I
kind of have that. I kind of have that with my mother as well. But that's because
like I know people who's like every Sunday or every other day, every 2 days.
No, I don't know. No, I just
legit
try to make sure talk to my mother on WhatsApp at least more. But the main reason I just call my father every. Me and my father talk on the phone every like 2-3 days, maybe sometimes every day if he not as busy. But that's only because he's technologically challenged. My mother is a little bit more savvy when it comes to that. So I know I could always reach my mother on a quick WhatsApp and stuff like that, and she wouldn't feel away, or at least I don't think so. But I know with my father now, I know if I don't call him, that's the only way I'm going to hear from that man. And if I don't hear from him, he'll get all sensitive and get all emotional and think. I ain't gonna lie, I just kind of get it too now, but that's because I'm accustomed to it. But that's a whole different story. So that's where that whole relationship, that's where that whole difference come about. I know if I don't call my father and he'll cuss it. No, my mother now is always like she on WhatsApp. It's always a quick something either on WhatsApp or she reacts on Facebook or something like that. You check. So I guess that's a concern, but that's still a little messed up. I don't talk to my mother on the phone as much as I should.
I mean, that's one thing. Like I have to come. Like I'm not a phone talker in general. I don't like chatting. I don't like. I don't like WhatsApp.
That. I would say me either, but then I would kind of be a lie.
No, I don't like in terms of just like, and you could even look at it like in terms of if you look at like the amount of times, like in terms of in our group self, the amount of times I talk in it. I'm the lead. Like I don't like to be on my phone like that most of the time. So that's already a challenge for me. My mom knows this. So when we talk, my mom calls me because she knows like I don't want her to call me. I love my mom calls me, but it's just chatting on WhatsApp is it's a legit challenge for me. Like I don't know why. That's just how I'm. I think
I come the opposite, but I reach to a point. I'd rather you message me, because then I could choose when to answer you.
Like
if you have to call me, then I have to go.
But that's the thing for my mom, man. Call me if you're my mother. If you're not my mother, I won't answer that phone if it's not.
Yo, and I see that fuck happen live with us.
That's how I just feel about you. Why the fuck you calling me? You outside my door. You calling me to tell me you outside instead of knocking on the door.
You know why?
The man call me.
You know why
to tell me he's outside the door.
You know why I do that a lot of times?
Because you're a fool.
No, the curtain is closed, right?
So you don't know which room is the right one?
Yes. King, you know how many times I
was just gonna say, this is the same person who acts like the level and if you're on the right flow for at least like a good 6 months.
That is the only reason I call you. King, you think if I didn't need to call you, I wouldn't? I'm just making sure that I'm in the right flow. Because I have anxiety like that. That's the same thing like with closing my door, my room door. Sometimes I close it. I walk halfway. I'm at the
turn back.
Turn back to see if I close the door. No, that's my anxiety. That's my anxiety.
I don't know if it's anxiety. Okay, for me, it's anxiety. I just know myself. I'm a forgetful person, so like I would easily forget some shit like that.
No, I would look that I close the door, walk. Look, I would shake it, right? I know I closed it. I would walk to the door and be like,
I don't even know if that's anxiety. I think you just got.
It's anxiety.
For me, it's like it's such a habit to just close the door and lock immediately that I don't even register in my head that I lock it. So by the time I walk off, I would be like, did I lock my door? I'm not sure. I probably did, but just in case, let me go back.
Like the worst thing you could do.
Typical link up stuff.
The worst keys. To me, that's keys. Like I do the pocket check.
Your mother and your parents and intimacy and
closing doors.
How you then close your door? This is a typical thing. I missed this.
Hour and 42 minutes.
But I would like to say, to give ourselves some props, I find this is one of the first times in a while, at least, that we had some conversation with some substance.
Yeah.
Because I find that whole intimacy with your parents thing, I find that as an interesting thing. Because how you raise your child going to, how many things we here 27, 28. Rashid, you can get there in a couple years.
Yeah.
How many things we don't still bring up or equate from our childhood that we don't learn, that whether it's going out and having just in case money, or how it is you're treating other people. How many things we still don't bring up like that? How you raise your children is a big fucking deal. No?
Yeah. And a lot of times you just learn like subconsciously type of thing. Like even when you're talking about the whole affection thing or showing intimacy with your parents, like that type of stuff for me, it
was never an explicit lesson.
No,
like it was
directed towards me. So I give it back to them, like giving my father a hug and stuff like that. Like there was this one time, my brother, he was getting older. He didn't want to give my father a hug. Mm-hmm. So he walked off and my father was like, but you don't give your father a hug? And in my head, I was like, yo, it's not a problem to give your father a hug no matter how old you get. Like things like that.
Honestly, every time I see my brother, I just still feel like he just come in for a hug, and every time it happened, I just feel weird. Like, why is you hugging me?
That's your brother.
The few times when we see each other, like that's just how it, like our family was never an I love you or like an affectionate public display of affection family. So every time stuff like that is thing, it's weird to me. Like,
I used to even walk like, when I was 17, 18, I probably still do it now.
Hearing the shit like, I'm
but
proud
I used
of you
to
or any
walk
of
in
that,
the city
like,
with my mother.
It wasn't until recently I heard that shit from my mother for like.
Whoa.
It's an interesting
Wow.
We got to package some stuff for you, Mike.
I used to walk in the city with my mother holding hands though.
Pay attention to
I
the
used
next
to walk
project.
in the city like if you would go shopping, holding my mother hand. That was
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't see nothing
At
wrong
one
with
point
that.
in time, I was ashamed about that.
I
I'm not
stopped
gonna lie.
that, and then it never started back.
But I would do it now. I would do maybe not whole hand, but like my mother would like interlock her hand with mine, and I would be like proud with that. I would like actually go look for it. Like if we crossing the road or something like that, I would like put out my arm like that for my mother to like hold on to me, and then like we cross the road.
Like that's
or like we going upstairs or something like that. Like that's a normal something. But like when it comes to my father, I think that's what I was about to say too. But we end up being a typical link up. With my father, I don't have that intimacy. Like we would hug and cool. Like that's a normal something. But like my father is one of those. Yeah, we's men don't do them type of things. Men
sounds
only
right. Sounds appropriate to me.
Like that's my father. Like my I think I would mostly. Nah, not even my brother like that too. Like
I mean, at the end of the day, what men do and don't do is just the upbringing of what you got accustomed to growing up. We live, especially like, cause if you come to Europe, then this whole conversation is non-involved. You know,
it's true, but you know what? You know what scares me sometimes.
One egg is in it.
What?
No, continue.
No, say it.
No, but say it. This
is the link up.
Yeah, dog. We got 15 minutes. We're gonna start 12.
I don't need to be homophobic on the link up, man.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna lay that one for after. But you know what is the one thing I ain't gonna lie, the one thing I not afraid of, but concerned about when it comes to raising a boy, which is why there's always say I'm more comfortable if I have to get a girl. I'm afraid my son would be too soft.
In what way?
As in people walking over him and him taking advantage of. Why I say that is because I grew up more with women. Not to say my father wasn't there, but we didn't live together. So I had lived with my mother. So with
that's why probably you have a more affectionate.
And I'm afraid that gonna only grow more with my son. And because I didn't come up that way, I'm not going to be as stern with him or as manly with him.
You don't let people walk over you, so I don't know why you're then afraid for your son to do that.
No, but then I do have the tendency to be too naive and when nice and be taken advantage of.
I mean, but that doesn't mean...
I'm not afraid, but I'm concerned that I might not instill that in my son enough and he will get fucked over a lot.
Just leave your son with Uncle Joe for like 2 weeks.
That is a very good point. That's a very good point.
Get all the toxic masculinity.
That's a very good point.
But I
did not think of that. My words, you have something there.
You raising a son, you being aware of these things you're concerned about. Like I feel like even if you're raising to be, I guess, emotional or affectionate or whatever, you would still on the side teach him about
just
like
because,
these things can happen. People can walk over you. You need to teach him about those things, make him aware of those type of things, while he's still being able to be affectionate, emotional.
Just because your child has empathy does not mean that your child is soft.
Yeah, that's true. No, why I say that
and
is
people will still try.
Why? Because why I say that is because I realized with my father, like I cannot, not to say I can't go to him with things like that, but like okay, for example, when my dog had passed away, I tell my father my dog died. He was like, okay, I don't care about those kind of things, so.
Yeah.
What he was doing later.
Sounds like an understandable response.
And I and me big horse, 27 years of age, and they're like, but
it's a dog.
How the fuck you gonna not care that my dog died? That was my dog.
Nah.
Like,
my father buried my dog.
So it was.
You see, maybe it's because a lot of the dogs in the house growing up didn't like me. Like they was cool.
That was my dog. Like she used to sleep with me, and I'm kind of one.
I could understand like if
I still have a scar on my hand from one of them that bit me.
No, but wait. Let me, not to cut you off, let me finish it. But what I mean by that is, so it's like, I guess I was expecting more of a nurturing, something like how my mother would be for my father. Or at least a boy, Sean, that I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Was the dog living at your mom or your dad? Was the dog at your mom's house or your dad's?
My mom, of course. My father don't like that.
Yeah, you had to call your mom.
No, but my mother is who called me and tell me. But like, I was feeling all messed up, and my father was like, "Yeah, what happened to you?" And I was like, "Yeah, my dog died. I feel bad." And he was like,
I can understand if the dog was at your dad's house.
No,
because I think the emotion, because your dad has no emotional attachment to that dog.
But that's just him in general. So it's like why I bring up that whole thing is because like I know if my son had to come with me something like that, I would react differently. I would react how I know he looking for, like that type of comfort. Because so then my thing is, I don't know if that's more enabling him or am I enabling him to continue to be like quote unquote soft or get in touch with his feelings, or is it more, am I more supposed to be like, yo, it's fucked up that happened, but you got like catch yourself.
I mean, what's wrong with showing empathy for your son? Like, if you have a child and he attached to this animal.
Yeah, if your son's silent, the son needs to let it out for like a couple of minutes. Like, your son should feel comfortable of being emotionally vulnerable with his dad.
You see, that's what I think as well. But then, like, all my other I guess quote unquote role models that others look up to as men, my male figures, not like that. And I would be the completely emotional feminine one compared to them, except for my older brother, because both me and he sensitive bad. Like,
it depends on how you was raised.
Just like how you say, Ja, my father, shout out K, them is the three people. Like, I would, when it comes to male being
would Ja cry if he dog died?
Honestly, if I have to give you my answer and my perception of Ja,
should we call Ja and ask him?
I think he would, but he wouldn't leave nobody see it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the difference with Ja.
And then
Ja would he might feel whatever he feel and feel how he feel, but he gonna keep it to himself, feel what he got to do, and then bounce.
I feel it. Yeah, that sounds like Ja.
You see?
That sounds like
so. It's like that, but that's completely different than how I would do it. You check?
Yeah.
So that's why my whole thing was. That's what my concern is with raising a boy. That's why honestly, a lot of fellas. That's one of the. It's fucked up to say, but let's be real. It's not the worst nightmare, but the worst case scenario out of the two. A bunch of fellas want a boy, but me, I'm a lot more comfortable raising a girl. I believe so, at least. I don't have none, so I don't know. But I believe I would be a lot more comfortable raising a girl, and be a lot more panicky and worried about raising a
because then I would have to ask you, how do you think a boy is supposed to be raised?
What is the difference with a girl being soft and a boy being soft? Like, wouldn't you want neither a girl or a boy to be?
There's a huge difference.
Wait for what I'm going to say before you say there's a huge difference. Because Sean's whole thing is he doesn't want his kid to be manipulated or used by. But I would assume that you would not want that for a boy or a girl.
That's true.
So what?
No, but you see, the thing is with a boy.
So what do you mean treating soft? I would get that's like what would equate from you treating your kid soft to then him?
There's no way I can answer that without sounding misogynistic.
The reason I say is a huge difference. What I mean there to me is that the repercussions for the way the world treats you as a man is very different than the way the world treats you and what the expectations are of you as a man versus a female. If you were a female and you're soft, these are expected. These are normal things. It's kind of par for the course or whatever. If it's a man and you're soft, there's different, especially considering where you are raised, where you grew up, what the environment is.
But what is the definition of soft? That's what I'm trying to go. Because I consider someone that's not
more
controlled,
sheltered, like myself, Kana probably that was a little more indoors and stuff like that. I would say more myself maybe than Kana, because I know I'm not a very confrontational person. I'm not the person that was in fights and none of that. Like you probably still have a little bit more than me, but me,
little bit.
Definitely not.
Bit.
So I would be the definition of somebody, in my opinion, who was considered soft and things like that.
Why? You soft?
I guess just based on general perception of what man is supposed to be.
Say I was soft.
No, but King, do you consider yourself as a soft person, someone that's strongest in opinion?
You have an opinion that
No. What do you that's why. What do you someone that's in fights all the time? That's a hard person.
And
that's a good question.
And then this is why I'm saying
I consider someone that's
emotionally
strong.
The environment. This is why I'm saying it depends on the environment.
That is true. That is
true. Who is the person
important.
that is going to get picked on? Me. Who is the person that is not going to get picked on?
The
never person
got
who
picked
is
on.
quicker to. I don't know your environment,
but
and
that's the thing.
What you were around and how you were raised. I know life in St. Martin.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay,
this is why I'm saying, depending as a boy, as a child,
maybe that's why
and
you understand why I'm saying a little bit more.
And you hear the same things from other people.
Was someone? But again, you from a different generation too. Eh?
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's true. Cause we still, me and King still pass.
Grew up in a toxic masculinity era.
Yeah.
We grew up toxic, nothing but toxic. Males and male influence is what we had as role models, if you want to call it that, for the majority of the time.
Ja is not a toxic masculinity.
No, he's not.
I just want to make sure because like a lot of I don't appreciate how you're watching me there. It's not
people can't see how I watch it.
Exactly. That's I don't know.
I don't have no problem with Ja and anything. Like it's nothing.
He'll come off that way, but he is not that way.
Yeah, he loves confrontation, but not in a way that you would think.
With Ja in a long time. Mm-hmm. Like it's been a long time since I had a conversation with this man. Mm-hmm. I can't speak on what modern Ja is been up to and like where his mind frame.
To be fair, I only know modern Ja.
Okay, no.
If somebody were to draw the critiques based on me on St. Martin and where my mind was at on St. Martin, I completely understand why everybody thinks I'm the most anti-feminist, super misogynistic. I understand it.
Okay,
people go through shit and change. I don't know where Ja's at right now. It's been a long time. I'll give him that.
He did his views and stuff did change a lot.
The person that was in St. Martin in high school times while we was there, Ja was toxic. We all were.
Yeah,
it's not to single Ja out alone and make him seem like he was specifically worse than us.
I just wanted to make that specification
we all had a lot of things that would be considered toxic masculine views typically at the time.
Like he's saying like that's how he is. No, I just wanted to make that clear. I
think I understand like where you guys coming from, but then yeah, because my whole viewpoint of someone being soft is someone being emotionally vulnerable and not being able to either defend himself or get too emotional too fast. Like people like that I consider soft. People that cannot have a normal conversation without getting too emotional. You understand? You can get emotional, obviously, especially if you're passionate about a certain topic. But certain people that just get walked over in a sense, those people I consider soft.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why in a lot of ways I would consider myself soft.
You got
because I know I'm a person that has been taken advantage of in the same naivety that Kana is talking about. I feel like I experienced some of that in particular in the way that I was brought up. I feel like I was sheltered from a lot of things, and it's like
being taken advantage of does not equal you being soft, because everybody gets taken advantage of. Because you're putting trust in someone else to not, like, the whole point of having friends is to trust that person, to you being emotionally vulnerable, so that, and trusting that person to not take an advantage of you opening that door to that person. Because I am, like, in terms of with Kana, for example, like, I would assume that me and Kana are open enough that we can come to each other with certain things, and me expecting that he will not take advantage of me, and he expects that I don't take advantage of him. But you have friends or you have people that do that. Yeah. And then you will get taken advantage of.
Being able to identify the difference in that person, that's
because some people are wolf in sheep clothing, and you can't do nothing about that.
And I don't think he could raise somebody to I feel like things like that is based on experience.
Like, especially in the day and age that we are so social, we are social beings in general, you are going to put yourself in situation, or you're going to be a shut-in. And I don't want my kid to be a shut-in either. Because then he's not they're not
experiencing the world.
Experiencing the world.
I'm not afraid of that. I'm more concerned with the fact that because how my mentality is, especially with, not necessarily, the whole mind your own business thing, it'll be more than just mind your own business. Is like to the point where my mentality, how I am now, is a lot of things in the world you're not going to be able to change. So you have to be able to change your
surrounding,
your root, or how you think about it. So with that, I more feel like they're going to not necessarily say stand up for themselves, but for lack of a better term, that because more child. All right, cool. I not gonna get a pay raise by this job. I gonna go somewhere else to where I can get somewhere here. Instead of standing up to your boss, telling him, I want this raise. You're going to give me this raise, type of something. If I understand what I mean. So that's why more like
my concern kind of is the opposite of yours. Like with a boy child, my concern is that he's going to be a dude who wants to be in the streets and claim he a G and gangster and like. That is my concern.
I don't.
If he's not like me in the sense, like
honestly,
that's more my worry.
In this day and age, I'm actually less worried about my son being in a gang or something because I feel like the trend or the gang trend has been dying out a lot. But again, I'm in an environment right now where, like, my own cousins that used to be in gangs are like preaching and like, yo, like, why this is not good for you and blah blah blah. Like,
but that's the thing. If I'm not afraid for that because I feel I will be open enough and have enough conversations with my son with that concern and show them examples. Be like, yo, and I have that in my family as well. So it's like they gonna have enough examples, and I want to set that example. Like, yo, reading is cool. It's okay to be a good student.
But
I
am me. So I mean, like, it's not that is that part that I'm worried about, that they'll see it or that they won't have an example that's the opposite way or something like that. But to me, it's just more that they want to rebel, and this is the part that because it's like you can. The more you try to control and push a certain narrative and make a child in a certain way, when that child hits teenage years and puberty and stuff like that, and decides like. Just for the fuck of it, he wants to go the exact opposite way. Also, like, and that is my concern. That is more like he wants to just disregard all the example and whatever lessons and trade stuff I may try to instill in him and just want to go down that
path. As much as I love the conversation,
we're 2 hours in.
We go in 2 hours in. Anybody that make it all this way,
we really
appreciate all you.
Even though I do, we're gonna continue this conversation. This conversation needs a part 2.
This I believe we need to continue this as well, and I believe this needs to be a conversation that Caribbean men in general need to have. Yeah. So I find because this
there was something similar on International Men's Day. I had watched on St. Martin. They had a live stream event thing where they had a bunch of different St. Martin men in a panel and discussing certain things about the concepts of masculinity and
gender. I see that.
Like, it was interesting. So it's one of those things where it's like, a lot of times we say we want these, or they ain't happening. But people taking the initiative, there's stuff like that happening.
That was good.
I want to see it more, see it happen on a broader scale, maybe not just on International Men's Day.
How young these fellows was?
These was like, it was a mixed group. It was a panelist with like 4 people, and they had some men in the crowd and thing, and they did a point where they could ask questions and stuff and interact as well. But the people who was on the panel itself, it was like an older dude who was maybe like 60, 70. There was one who was maybe around 30. There was like 2 who was, I guess, in the 30s. One dude who was maybe like 40 something. So it was like
I would like to see it more than with our age. Let me put it that way, because we right on that threshold of being the older ones, but we still young compared to the older ones. If I understand what I mean by that.
But we definitely gonna talk about it more on the podcast.
And I would also like to have a female perspective on this too. So we shout out Kalissa, who in the sun.
Yeah.
Soaking it up.
When she look forward to her return. Looking forward to her return.
Yeah, because it's but not only her, any of the females that is listening to the link up in general, if I got any issues or problems with what we say.
Shout out to Drinking Tea with V. Shout out to
Shade V. Say less.
Shanira?
Shadir? I don't know.
Who you talking about?
How you mean? She gonna hate me for not remembering her name. The girl, she was here on the podcast. She went to India, Australia.
Jade.
Jade.
And you went shot?
Whoa,
yeah.
Now you making it seem like it was
No. I wasn't remembering the name, no. I wasn't.
Shout out Jade, by the way.
Yeah.
But
the people are always commenting on the thing and like on Instagram and stuff like that. Like
she trying to get us to wrap up.
and Jade and stuff like that.
Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah.
If y'all have anything to say about what we talk about, leave it in the comments or message us or.
Because I think it's mostly them gonna reach till the end of this podcast.
Yo, anybody
listeners?
Yes. Shout out to Bean.
But
and this is an interesting topic for our future live as well.
Oh fuck, we gotta go live. True.
At some point, yeah. We gotta find the right episode.
Let's go end of this month. Think about it. Like it has to be more personal topics.
Let we try.
Oh yeah, and also something else gonna come. I don't know if you're in the plug segment, but I think we should start doing now. But
Biggs.
Like yeah, for 2 hours. The Mistuh King LP is out, kinda. Because it's not completely distributed on all streaming services. So as of recording this episode, it's not on Tidal yet and a couple others, but it's on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play. It's no, don't say that because Tidal is important. That's a black-owned streaming service. You got to put respect on Jay-Z.
No, I understand. But anyway, I didn't mean it like that. Though.
And Tidal is what I use, so that's the reason that I upset. Because I can't even listen to my own shit on Tidal on the streaming service I use.
YouTube Music, dog. You don't listen.
Yeah,
what was the first one to put your album out?
Yeah, but anyway,
it's out.
And now you distract me from the other thing that I was actually going to say that wasn't related to that. With this whole title discussion, fuck.
I'm sorry.
But Mistuh King LP is out. Go listen to it. Go stream it and all of that.
All of that, and then I don't have nothing to plug.
At the end, or no, the beginning.
Oh dear.
Never mind. These streams we can talk about that after that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I have nothing to plug.
Okay, as per usual, every Monday in Curious, we got music just come true. For the Arubian people, on the 20.
Arubians listen to this podcast?
I mean, not just Arubian people, just Caribbean people in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
everybody.
15th of February, we got Road to Aruba. That is for Aruba Dag. It's a festival, and it's on Valentine's Day. It's in Den Haag.
Fellas,
and
you have woman.
And honestly, like the list of people that are going to be there is kind of crazy. So we got Cache Royal, La Rouge, Ataniro, which is a legend in Aruba for those who know. He's the one that created the suave, the word suave, if you know what suave means.
Okay.
He made it popular. And you got your boy, Woods, the Chosen, Caribang, Isaac de Cuba, and more. It's on the 15th February. Aruba Dag Festival, Valentine's Edition.
No, I work in. I can't go.
Dope.
Yeah, I don't know my work schedule and them one so far in advance.
It's Saturday. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. You can come afterwards. It's still 6 o'clock.
I finished 5, dog.
Oh, never mind then.
Right. So, I think that's all the plugs, unless there's...
Rashid, you got something to plug?
No,
you never plug in anything, Rashid?
I don't have anything to plug.
Just to say, we're going to have the description, in the description, all the timestamps and everything. If you want to fast forward to whatever situation or whatever topic you want to hear.
Letting the people know at the end of the episode that the timestamps
yeah, hey, look, right, we're slowly trying to get into
2 hours in, we letting people know about timestamps.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen,
everybody for listening again.
We appreciate you.
My fellow Homo sapiens, till next time, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Link Up Podcast.
Don't forget to like, share, and comment.
And we'll see y'all the next time we link up.
Peace.
Bless.